Hey, Kim. Can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. Thank you. Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining me. Okay, we're going to get started in just a minute. Hope you guys are doing okay. It's been a crazy week, but I'm glad that you guys are tuning in. There's so many things going on, and it seems like we're getting kind of back to, okay. Seems like we're getting back to, not normalcy. It's never going to be normal anymore, but I guess everybody's getting used to the fact that, things are going to have to open sometime soon. And in Bergen County, the parks are open. Did you guys go to the park? Give me a heart if you went to the park this weekend. So things are starting to slowly open up. All I will say is that just please proceed with caution. Take it slow. Make sure you're maintaining social distancing and wearing a mask, wearing your protective covering over your face and your, whatever you got going on. Just make sure that you're protecting yourself, because things are going to probably open, at some point, but we want to make sure that we are safe and not putting ourselves into a situation where the numbers go back up. Because as we know, here in North Jersey, we were hit very hard, and we're still being hit hard. There were a lot of people who lost their lives this week that were very important to this community. So we just got to be careful. We have to use wisdom, use our common sense, the sense that God gave us, not even our book sense, our common sense, and just kind of stay out the way. My name is Tevra Francis, and this is Bergen In Color Live. Thank you for joining me. This is week 8. So that's 2 months of consistency, which, if you know me in real life, that is difficult. So, so we are going to get started with our conversation in just a minute. But I just thank you guys for joining me every single week. This is a labor of love with not just myself, but everybody who has joined me on this chat. We've been blessed to have some really amazing guests on here. I'm almost shocked when they respond to my emails a lot of times, because believe it, not even or not, but I get a lot of no's. I get a lot of non-answers. But when I get a yes, I'm so excited. So no matter who it is, when they say yes to come and talk to us, I'm really, really happy. And I just thank everybody who has had the time and the patience and the wisdom to kind of join us and get the information to the people. As you know, that this particular live series also lives on YouTube. So if you have missed our previous weeks, you can go to our YouTube channel, Bergen In Color, and see our previous weeks. Because when I tell you there's a lot of good information in there, there is a lot of good information in there. Last week we had New Jersey Assemblywoman Shavonda Sumter, and she gave us information, the legislative branch, the executive orders, the unemployment status, the mortgage forbearance situation, renters' rights. Like, she gave us a whole bunch of good tea. So go on and to our YouTube channel, have a look and see what is available. We have most of the chats are on YouTube. There's one chat that I was not able to tape correctly, so I will creep those guests into the rotation again so that we can share it and get it uploaded correctly this time. But other than that, I just thank you guys for watching. We also had Gray Booker from Team Management 2000, who gave a lot of insight on the social services that are available for those who are dealing with addiction, with HIV/AIDS issues, reentry issues. So a lot of good information was shared. And even as, like I said, we get back to some type of new normal, I believe that this particular platform, Bergen In Color Live, I might change the name, I don't know. But this particular opportunity will continue to grow. So thank you guys for hanging in there with me. I want to get you guys to get to know some new faces because there are a lot of people doing amazing things here, and I've been doing the Bergen In Color Community Champions. Usually I do that on Tuesdays, but yesterday it was so much going on, and by the time I got to be able to put them out, I was exhausted. So I said, okay, Thursdays it is. But every week I focus on an organization, a person, a group that is doing something to help New Jerseyans. We have our frontline heroes, but we also have people who are in the field that are actually, helping feed people and helping to provide for the needs of people who really need it. And a lot of these people I'm discovering just kind of did it out of, the need that arose. So I want you guys to meet some of these people. And then as I get started with this, if you know anybody who's doing a program, who's, funding a drive or some type of a outreach that helps their neighbors here in Bergen County, Essex County, Hudson County, Passaic County, etc., send me an email or a DM and let me know who they are so I can get to know them. And you might just see them on here with me for Bergen In Color Live. But I want to introduce you to Christina Jaquez. She is the founder and president of Circles for Healing, and it provides organizations, businesses, schools, and private events with workshops or motivational speaking services centered on themes of mindfulness, healing, and self-love, community inspiration, culture, love, elevation, and strength. So what they've been doing since the coronavirus pandemic has kind of really taken over, they've been pooling resources, and I'm gonna get her on here so I don't mess up the whole pooling resources from local restaurants to feed the frontline workers where they are in the hospital. So while we're waiting on Christina to join us, hey girl.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. First of all, I want to apologize for harassing you for the past 12 hours, and then 2, thank you so much from my heart for jumping in and being part of this call. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thank you.
So I was just giving you an intro regarding Circles for Healing, but I want you to tell us what you do.
Okay, no problem. Once again, thank you for having me. And from the entire Circles for Healing team, I just want to say thank you for the work that you do, highlighting the heroes in our communities. It's really needed and it's truly a blessing. Circles for Healing, on a normal year, a normal day, we provide free resources, educational resources to people in marginalized communities who may not necessarily have access to free resources or those type of opportunities. Mm-hmm. But the test of every nonprofit is to be able to mobilize in the blink of an eye mm-hmm. to serve the needs of their community. So when the pandemic hit, we saw the need from the very, very beginning of people struggling to necessarily feed their families mm-hmm. and just natural resources just not being there when they typically would have access to it. So we mobilized, and right now we have focused our efforts on providing food and assistance to those who are in need right now, and not just one community, but multiple communities, because if you only focus on one area, you're leaving out a bunch of people. And Circles for Healing is built on culturally responsiveness, mm-hmm. and it is built on growing and collaborating with others and other organizations. So that widens our net to the amount of people that we serve. Mm-hmm. So currently, some of the projects that we have going on is the Circles for Healing Village Care Box project. Mm. So any family, it really doesn't matter what county they're from, honestly, because I have an amazing team. And just recently, although we're focusing more on North Jersey, my vice president, one of my vice presidents, there's 2, but one of them, Jenny Campbell, someone from South Jersey reached out to her and said that they needed food, and nice. She found a way and found a partner in South Jersey to get food to that person. That's so awesome. We truly Thank you. Thank you. And we truly do not just focus on one area, but the Circles for Healing Village Care Boxes, if any family is in need of food, we have partners that work with us, and they send us their name, their address, their phone number, and we literally will go to their house once a week. We go out once a week for this project and just drop off a box of food on their doorstep. They don't have to interact with us.
Wow.
There's no talking. Literally drop it off on their doorstep. We get back in our car. We call, hello, Circles for Healing just dropped off a food box, and we're gone. You know, so because, and that's another thing about this pandemic that has really brought about a need for grassroots work, because it is not people who normally need help asking for help.
That's one of the things that we found with starting this, is because, you know, a lot of people don't even know where to start. Like, they've never been in this situation before. So yeah.
And as people of pride, you know, speaking about culturally responsive, we understand that, you know, and that's a hard thing, to never have been forced to stand on a food line and you find yourself not being able to work, but you still need to feed your family.
Yes.
And, you know, the public, just the psychological feeling of, I'm now standing on a food line.
Yeah.
How did this happen?
Yeah.
You know? So understanding that pride and understanding the reason behind that and respecting it, God knows, respecting it. That's why we do the drop-offs for those who don't necessarily want to, you know, stand, you know, necessarily around people. Send us your name, doesn't go anywhere, your address, it is literally, you know, the only person who sees that is me and my vice president, and it is confidential. We drop it off. You don't have to speak to us, and we're out. And we do that, you know, by design, because we understand.
Let me ask you, so how, like, dropping off a box of food, going to the grocery store and buying food, or however you guys, you know, how do you guys afford to do this? Because as we know, it's difficult to even, you know, stock our own fridge if you can do that. Let alone help somebody, you know, feed another family. Like, how are you guys able to afford this?
I'm so glad that you asked that question, because that truly is the beauty of this. And I'm going to try not to cry, but that truly is the beauty of this. The beauty of it is understanding that when we come together, we can make miracles happen. So the simple answer is how we able to afford this is by the communities that we serve, the mobilizing and donating to get the job done. So therefore, you know, the Circles for Healing team, we, you know, work constantly, consistently, asking for donations, and partnerships, relationships, they mean everything. So normal people who have the means, because everybody isn't necessarily struggling. That's just the fact, you know. So normal, you know, everyday people, professional people who have the ability to work from home and still get a check, which is a privilege right now.
Yes.
They want to help, but they don't necessarily know how. And they're in our communities, right? They have the means to, but they don't necessarily know how to get it done.
And also, one of the things too, not to interrupt, but one of the things too is that, you know, we always, in disaster situations, we're always trained to think, you know, the Red Cross or these broader companies, where it's like, well, we understand that's a thing, but we want to make sure that it gets to the hands of the people that look like us and our neighbors and who need it. We don't know where, you know, and when you break it down, a lot of the larger nonprofits have huge administrative costs. They pay out these massive salaries, so it doesn't really always get to the ground level where people actually will be benefited. So yeah, exactly.
And I'm really happy that you said that. I always say it's not about outside help coming in. It's about us helping from within. And that's what Circles for Healing is about. So, you know, our communities, we let them know what we're trying to do. We reach out to our partners. We have no shame in it. Listen, you know, our people, us, and it's not, when I say our, I speak in terms of diaspora. So I mean every, you know, body, everyone we need to help each other. So people donate, organizations donate, businesses who don't necessarily know how to help, they donate, but you can't be scared to ask. You cannot be scared to ask, and you have to be consistent. So if you ask for donations, you know, once a week, you're going to get a once a week response. And you need to have a team Circles for Healing could not do what we do if it wasn't for the team.
Yeah.
And everybody on the team doesn't necessarily have to be, you know, out front or
Yeah.
super vocal, because that's not everybody's necessarily natural gift or talent. But everybody on the team needs to be strong in whatever their gifts are. And Circles for Healing has a really strong team behind the scenes. And everybody doesn't have to leave the house to necessarily do the grassroots work.
No.
You know, and you know, I say all the time, I am horrible when it comes to paperwork, but I have people on my team who are really good with that stuff. I'm a talker.
Yeah.
So, you know, we all help each other out. With whoever has a strength, we exercise that strength, and whatever weakness we all have, because everybody has them, we fill in wherever those weaknesses are. So how do we raise our money? We get donations, and we are consistent. And when people see your work, and when people see what you're doing, they will continue to say, you know, how can we partner with you? So you have to be consistent, and you can't be afraid to ask.
Let's go to some of your partnerships, because you did mention that you partner with various companies, various organizations. So with your frontline Feeding the Heroes program, I noticed that you guys partnered with my friends in my head, because I love their burritos, the Bro-ritos of Hackensack. So tell us how you find, you know, you're partnering restaurants, organizations, etc.
All right. So once again, it's really a lot simpler than most people think. You literally, you know, the way people necessarily may look for a nonprofit online, and you see something that strikes you, something about their mission, you simply give them a call. So I saw burritos, and with the hospital drop-offs, we did multiple drops in 3 different cities to 3 different hospitals. And I wanted to partner with a restaurant in whatever city the hospital was to deliver the food. So I saw burritos, and I just said, you know, these young brothers, they have an amazing.
How young they are. Like,
it's scary how young and professional. Truly, and they're super professional. The food is great. And a part of that mission was being able to give back to young Black-owned businesses, being straight and direct, you know, to give back, and for them to partner with us, and for us to help out the community together. So I literally just called them. I did not know them. I did not have a personal relationship with them. I said, hey, you know, would you like to give back to the community? And Burritos was one of the people who said yes. And I called 20 businesses in Hackensack.
I was just talking about the no's. You get a lot of no's.
You're going to get no's.
You got to keep going. Talk about
I called 20. Burritos said yes, and Burritos ended up as a champion because of you. So once again, it's about not being afraid to ask and not being afraid to get the no's. That's one. We partnered with other restaurants. You have Uncle Willie's in Newark, New Jersey. We partnered with Sandwiches Unlimited in East Orange and the Oranges. Right now, a lot of people may not know, you also have to follow the data. I'm big on following data. A lot of farms are forced with throwing away their food.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah.
Okay, so it's a lot of food waste going. If you know any farmer, if you know the work and the toil that goes into farming, it hurts to do that. So right now, a lot of farms are saying, you know what, I'm going to have to throw this away anyway. If there are any nonprofits who need some extra food, come get this fresh produce before we throw it away.
Wow.
And when you have people who are afraid not afraid, but people who are dealing with that pride issue.
Or
and
just don't know. A lot of people
don't know.
This farm information is new to me. So yeah, a lot of farmers don't have that.
So we have a partner, Greengrocer Food Hub, and a lot of their farming partners, they donate to them, and Greengrocer Food Hub brings all that fresh produce to us. And it's fresh. It is straight from the farm, milk, corn, I mean, all kinds of fresh produce straight from the farm. And instead of them throwing it away because it's going to sit there and rot in the field, we get it and we give it out to the community for free.
Nice. So really quickly, just go into, aside from the COVID crisis, what are the services offered by these Circles for Healing? Because I see there's a lot of educators on your roster. So just kind of give us a rundown as to what you guys do usually.
So usually, for example, we recently had to postpone a youth empowerment conference. And that youth empowerment conference
is that in Newark?
It was going to be in Bloomfield.
Bloomfield. I think I saw that. Go ahead.
In Bloomfield, New Jersey, at Bloomfield College.
Okay.
So we're still doing it. It's postponed to the spring of 2021, but we're giving away scholarships to high school students. And now, after during the COVID-19 pandemic, those scholarships are going to be more needed than ever. So we are still moving forward with that, but it is pushed to the spring of 2021. We're doing a youth empowerment conference. It's called Rise to Power for diasporic youth, and we will be giving away scholarships. And we have banks who have donated and banks who are partnering. However, we still would like more partners, because the more partners, the more organizations who would like to donate and partner, we can give away more to the youth, and that is needed.
Okay.
Youth conferences, we have youth empowerment sessions, and also giveaways to the community. And we did recently a diasporic dance explosion. So health and wellness missions. Right now, we are mostly focused on the COVID-19 pandemic mobilizing efforts, but we do giveaways a lot when it comes to youth, and even providing programs for them. So you can follow us on circlesforhealing.org to see what we are doing presently and what's coming up in the future, and ways to donate if you wish to partner and help out.
Okay. So that was going to be my next question, but you go ahead and repeat how they can find you and donate and volunteer. Because do you actually need like people, or what do you need?
We have a strong team. Right now, we mostly need people who want to donate so we can keep it going, because
they need money, they need cash.
Yes, we need money. When the money dries up, the food boxes has to dry up. So right now we're good for another 3 weeks. We're going to keep promoting, and hopefully we'll get more donations so that those food drops can last longer than just 3 weeks. You can find us at www.circles4healing.com. You can also email me if you have any questions, or you wish to partner, want to know how to partner, at Jacquez, JAQUEZ, at circlesforhealing.org. And my number is 201-952-8832, text friendly, obviously, or you could call.
That's 201-552-8832?
201-952-8832.
Okay. Christina, thank you so much for joining me today. Like I said, I'll get into the whole story of how these things are put together, but this was very last minute and you jumped right in, and I know things are busy for you. And so I really appreciate the time you took in talking with us today. If there's any way that we can help further and we can work together in the future, let's talk. But I saw a question here about scholarships. Where can we find information regarding scholarships? Is that also on your website?
Yeah, it's going to be it's on our website, and it's connected to the Youth Empowerment Conference.
Okay. All right, great. All right. Well, thank you so much. And do you have any final thoughts for our audience?
I just want to encourage people to keep your head up, to meditate and stay positive, and remember that all you have to do is ask, and we can come together and do amazing things by coming together.
Yes, I agree. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Okay, guys, we're going to keep going. Christina's amazing. And like I said, a little of the backstory. Every week, like I said, I get a lot of no's. I get a lot of, non-responses. I get some yeses, but sometimes schedules don't mesh. So it's a really good thing when people say yes and then they're available. And with this particular week, like I literally was doing this by the seat of my pants, because sometimes it's hard and a lot of people are busy. It's a very busy time. So I just appreciate Christina and everybody who was able to just hop in and talk with us, because there's a lot of information that is shared, and I sincerely appreciate that. Before I get into our next topic, I just want to encourage you guys, if you haven't done so already, go ahead and join our mailing list at www.bergenincolor.com so that you can get all of the resources that usually accompany these chats. It's in your inbox. So if you haven't done that already, go ahead and join the mailing list. If you're a business owner, we're putting together a directory for businesses in the area. So also go to the website, and there's a tab or a link that goes to the business directory sign up. Go ahead and fill out that information so that we can contact you, because as we know, as business owners, There's a lot of information that's out there regarding grants, funding. We're not getting any of it, apparently. So we're trying to mobilize and figure out how we can support each other. So go ahead and join that mailing list, that directory list at bergenincolor.com, so you can have that information. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and keep going. So our next organization that we are going to be speaking with, this is fun. So Sam and Esther Chong, they are founders. Hey, Esther.
Hi.
They are founders of Our Community Dinner Table. So the back end, I found them posting on Instagram saying that they're giving out dinners and whoever wants to come can come. And I was just like, who are these people? So I kept following you guys, lurking, and just to see what's going on, I shared it. And I think what you're doing is amazing. So I want you to tell me, introduce yourself, and I want you to tell me what you are doing through Our Community Dinner Table.
Okay, so hi, my name is Esther. Thank you so much, Tevra, for reaching out to us, for having us join. I just listened to all of Christina's words, and she is a beautiful person inside and out. Said a lot of things that I would have wanted to say anyway. So my brother and I, my brother Sam, he's working right now, so unfortunately he can't join this right now. But he and I and his wife and my mom, we were just talking about how lucky we are to be able to work right now. It's such a privilege, like Christina mentioned. You know, we have taken a bit of a hit, but we can put food on the table comfortably, and that's not something we take for granted. With the COVID-19 pandemic, I think in the Asian communities, we saw the effects of it a little bit faster here because, you know, the whole thing with it originated in China. And so people started stop eating at Chinese restaurants or Asian restaurants. And so we saw a lot of those businesses close first before it really became big in the US. And so my brother lives in Palisades Park. I live in Leonia. There's a lot of Korean businesses here. Yes, we're like a minute away from each other. And so we saw some of our favorite restaurants, and not just Asian ones, but all different types of small local businesses starting to shut down. And we started watching on the news all about how kids are not having enough food to eat. And so my brother calls me. He's like, we should do something. And he saw on the news Asbury Park Dinner Table, and we got our inspiration from them. We contacted them, and they have been really amazing. They were like, hey, if you guys want to do it up in North Jersey, go for it. And we're like, oh, okay, I guess we'll try. And so we decided to name it Our Community Dinner Table. My brother reached out to the mayor, Chris Chong, in Palisades Park, just to kind of not necessarily to like sponsor sponsor us financially, but to get a little bit of like an endorsement,
like the cosign.
Like so restaurants feel more comfortable working with us, because you know, we're just two random people, like like why trust us? And he's been really supportive. He let us have the library as our distribution point, connected us with some restaurant owners, and we just started placing orders. And our first day, we were, to be honest, a little bit of a mess because we underestimated how many people would come. On the first day, we ordered 100 meals from 4 restaurants. And that day, I think over 150 people showed up. No, more than that, because we ended up ordering 50 more meals, and we had to turn away about 30 people. So close to 200 people showed up on that first day.
Wow.
I almost literally cried having to turn away people. Especially because it was my first time doing something like this. A lot of them didn't speak English. And so I was like using hand motions, telling them, I'm so sorry, like, please come back tomorrow.
So how has it been since then? You guys have been doing this for how many weeks? Like 3 weeks now?
We are actually on our 5th week.
Okay, all right.
Time's been flying by. Yes, so time's been flying by. And starting the 2nd week, we did we did 4 days, and then the third week we did 4 days, and then starting last week we did 5 days, and this week we're doing a full 5 days.
Nice. So
yeah,
go ahead.
Yeah, so we're going really week by week, especially the first couple weeks. On Monday, we were like, we don't know if we can do next week.
Yeah.
Because we weren't an organization before this. We just
brother and sister with an idea.
Yeah, we're just like, let's do this.
Let's talk about that part, because
like
I said, I you guys don't have a website yet that I found.
No, it's not.
You guys are really like pulling this together, but you're working hard. You have your day jobs. You have your I call it activism in this sense. You're doing so many things. Like, how did you guys, for someone that doesn't have this experience, what made you guys really like say, okay, we're gonna just go for it?
My brother he's like a serial entrepreneur, so he's done a lot of different businesses. Right now I work with him. We do like cell phone accessories online. And so he's kind of he just goes for it. Like he's just one of those guys, like he's like, if I'm gonna do it, I'm just gonna start doing stuff. I'm gonna start calling people. We don't care about getting some no's. That's fine. We'll just call the next person. For me, I do have a little bit of background in events. That was my major. I didn't end up working in it professionally, but I have a little bit of experience with that. And then my brother's wife is an event manager at NYU, so she's given us a lot of advice as well. And so we thought about it as simple as we could. We buy food. And then we give it to people.
Okay.
So that's pretty much what it is.
So you guys have, from the video that I saw, you guys have different options for food. So can you tell us about the restaurants that have partners with you guys? So it seems like it's almost like you have, choices that's what you prefer in your palate. So tell me about like the restaurants that are participating with you guys.
So we have a couple of Korean restaurants, a couple of Guatemalan restaurants, and a couple of Italian places working with us. That's kind of the demographics in that
of this
town.
area.
So the Korean restaurants are called Sejame and Jingoge, and they're not restaurants. They're more like they sell side dishes. So a lot of Korean food is rice and a bunch of side dishes. That's how people eat on a regular basis, and like a little soup. So they sell, it's like a side dishes store, if that makes sense. And so they're able to make little lunch boxes for us. And so they've been great. We're working with Cocina de Gabi, La Esquina Chapina, and Banner Deli in Palisades Park. They're not a restaurant, but I used to go there since I was in elementary school, so I'm so happy to work with them. We have Enzo's Market. We have Franco's Metro in Fort Lee.
Yay! Love them.
Yes. And Urban Tomato, they're kind of more, they're on the newer side, I think. They haven't been around as long as some of the other places. Urban Tomato in Palisades Park.
Oh, Urban Tomato. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I know.
So good. Their pizza is so good, and some of the kindest people I've met. And we think about it in this way too, is about 70% of the people who are coming are Hispanic people. I think a lot of them are Guatemalan in Palisades Park. And part of when you're having a hard time or when you're sick, food is a source of comfort as well. It's not only sustaining you, but it's a source of comfort. And depending on your culture, your source of comfort food is different.
It's different. That's a really good point. We can't assume that everybody likes the same thing, because even in like the African American community, there's soul food, there's African food, there's Jamaican food, there's all of these different types of food, but they mean so much to your individual community that makes sense that you would make options available to people that are in different nationalities groups.
Nationalities groups. We're lucky that those restaurants are there, like the demographics, it reflects, the restaurants reflect the demographics of that town. And so when we see a lot of the people, when they come, a lot of times they want the food that, you know, that they're used to. And
Yeah.
if they're not used to eating different food, then it's kind of strange for them, and it doesn't feel as good. And so that's one of the reasons why we try to kind of order accordingly to the demographics that's coming. And we have been seeing more of a diverse group lately. So it's sad to me to see so many people coming, but on the positive side, I feel like more people are becoming aware that you can come here. We're not going to ask any questions. We're going to make sure that everyone is social distancing. Everyone has a mask on. If someone doesn't have a mask, we've had police officers, you know, donate some masks, like hand them out to some of them. Some of our own volunteers have brought medical, like that type of gear and handed them out, because they don't have the same access always that everyone else may have.
So let me ask you. So one, if I'm a restaurant owner, how can I help you?
If you're a restaurant owner, what is this? The restaurants that we've worked with have been really great. Some of them have just straight up donated food. So Saigon Kitchen in Fort Lee, we're like, you know, hey, no, we'll pay for the meals. And they're like, no, we feel really uncomfortable with that right now. We're in a position where we can give. And so we'd like to just donate once a week this number of meals. And so they've been really fantastic. So of course we do accept donations, but we do know that the restaurant industry has been like devastated, right? For small restaurants. So we want to buy meals from you, but because we do need to stretch our budget, it would be like a regular size meal in America is really big. The portion is big. So maybe can you break it down into 2 or 3 smaller portions so that it's enough to, you know, feed an adult, and then, you know, break up the price that way. And so this way we can still purchase from you guys, still do business with you guys, but also stretch our budget and feed as many people as we can. And so the restaurants that we've been working with have been fantastic about that.
So on your flyer, you have your calendar of distribution for the week. And then you have all of the various ways to give. So can you just go through that part?
Sure. So we've gotten the most number of donations through Venmo. I guess that everybody is using Venmo. So Venmo.com/CD table. Also PayPal.me/CD table. And then we also accept checks, and some people have given us cash. You can stop by and just drop it off at one of our events, or you can send us a DM and I can send you an address that you could send it to. But those are the main ways we've been receiving the donations, and we've been doing this 100% on donations. We are so humbled by the support we've been receiving. Some of the organizations that have been supporting us as well.
Sam was telling me that you guys had like a donor from the West Coast that just chipped in.
That's so
awesome.
We just got a check from them, and we're about to announce it there on our page as well, but I'll announce it here first. Menlo Church in California.
Nice.
To be honest, I have no idea who's the one who connected them to us. I'm not sure. Because he mentioned, Dave from Menlo Church said that someone named Sue, I don't know, Sue told him to reach out to us, and I don't know who Sue is. But we just got a
God bless Sue.
Yes, thank you, Sue. But we just got a $10,000 donation from them that will serve close to like 1,700 meals. So that's a lot of food that they'll be able to cover.
That's awesome. Congratulations to you guys. Give my regards to Sam, and I'm down the street, so I'm gonna stop by and just introduce myself in person. And do you guys need like day of volunteers, or are you guys good as far as like people and manpower?
On-site volunteers, if you do want to volunteer, you're over 18 and not in a high-risk category, send us a message, and we have Michelle, our event coordinator. She handles all of the on-site volunteers. If you want to just volunteer from home and help us spread the word and do some outreach, send me a message. We'll love to work with you.
Awesome. And where can we find you?
On our website.
On your website.
on Instagram. On our website, we're still tweaking. We're trying to get
it's
everything
all good.
set
So
up.
am I. I'm still tweaking.
We're still tweaking. But Facebook or Instagram, our community dinner table, you'll be able to find us there.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank
I really
you.
appreciate your time, Esther. Tell Sam I said hi. And
I will.
Good luck to you guys.
Thank you. Do I just press X?
I'll do it.
Okay. Thank you. Bye.
Okay. So that was awesome. They are doing, like I said, I found them online randomly, like I find most things, and they're really like giving people what they need as far as like a nutritious dinner. And now we learn that it's culturally relevant because of the whole issue with finding comfort through food, which I think is brilliant. So that, yeah, our community dinner table, they're located in Palisades Park. Our Bergen County neighbors that are helping our fellow Bergen County neighbors. So as we continue, we're going to do a community update with Miss Lucretia John. If she and she is the community relations outreach person for the Bergen County Executive Office. Hey girl.
Hey, how are you?
What's going on?
I know. It's been one of those days. So, trying to
You're
dress up to do.
It's all good.
Oh, it wasn't purposeful.
So Lucretia, if you've seen a lot of you have a little bit of a clicking. Maybe it's the your necklace. Lift up your.
Oh, hold on, let me do something.
Yeah,
that better.
Yeah. Okay, so Lucretia is the brains and the manpower behind a lot of the updates that we get from the county. So when you see me posting things like events, the Kwanzaa lighting celebration, the special recognition with the freeholders, getting that information from Lucretia. And so Lucretia, I want you to introduce yourself to everybody so that you've been on here before, but that was in the early days. Introduce yourself so that we know what you do and what's going on.
Sure, absolutely. Good afternoon, everyone. First, happy National Nurse School Day, as well as Teacher Educator Appreciation Week, and not to forget the National Mental Health Awareness Month. So I know we're closed in, but be aware of those things and make sure we celebrate those that we know in those fields. So yes, once again, my name is Lucretia Jean. I work for the Bergen County Executive Office, and we're doing a lot of great things right now to help the community as well as beyond. I have been working with the Bergen County Executive for almost a year now. Yeah, almost a year now. And we have a lot of great things, and soon to come a lot of look at different ways on how we're going to be communal in our events, our sharing and caring. And we have a lot of great events. I also am an adjunct professor at Bergen Community College, so I'm able to get a lot of help, support, and assistance in that arena as well. So thank you once again for Bergen in Color and beyond for all that you do and all spreading all the good wealth of information to everyone and our communities, because we really, really need it.
Yeah, we do.
Currently, right now, there is a lot going on. I wanted to shorten my list. I was like, where do I start? And where do I? There's a lot of great updates, but I wanted to make sure that I give pertinent information to everyone. And to start off with, I want to make sure that everyone is aware of the new unemployment web portal for New Jersey residents. And I'll make sure I'll have all the websites to give to Bergen in Color to make sure that we can post those and everybody's aware, because we are aware a lot of people had to file for unemployment at this time. And this is a new portal. So because the old portal was not working or not functioning because of the high traffic.
Yeah.
Yes. So I'll give you that link. But yes, that's something that definitely we want to share. Also, 2020 census. It's so important that the citizens of Bergen County, as well as all of New Jersey, fill that out. And since we are at home, please, please do that, because it really, really, especially at a time like this, it gives us that opportunity to make sure we have enough testing, enough fuel, enough resources to our county and for our state. So it is vital. It is extremely important, and I hope everyone fill that out. There's still time.
Real quick, give us a heart if you guys have already completed your census. We get on here every week and tell you guys to do your census. I hope you guys are actually doing it and not just giving us lip service. Give us a heart if you did it, and if you didn't, do your census.
Yes.
Like Lucretia was saying, a lot of the resources that are available to us right now are based on numbers from 10 years ago, and we only got one heart.
No, I see some flowing in.
Okay, good. Thank you. But yeah, if we are basing our assistance right now based on 10 years ago, how much has Bergen County and North Jersey grown since then? We need to make sure that we're counted, because other communities are making sure that their numbers are counted, and for some reason we don't get counted, so we don't get, we're not looked at as being a major factor when we are. So let's make sure that we are getting counted. They're not coming to your house to take the census this year. I don't think they're doing the actual takers. So you have to do it online or mail in the form that was mailed to your house. So make sure that you get that done.
And another important thing to mention as well, voting. I have my cup. I'm trying to situate. Here's my cup.
It's an election time. Yeah.
Yes. Voting. It's a serious matter. Yes. And right now with COVID-19, we will have polling available, but this is an option a lot of people don't use, is the ballots, and you have to register and make sure you get that information out. And I'll make sure I can provide a link for that as well.
Sounds like TNEC, Ridgefield Park, and a few others. They have Board of Education election, and they have city council or town council election. Local elections matter, and those are probably more important than a lot of the stuff we're voting on regularly, because that directly affects us where we live, like on our street and in our homes. So make sure that you're returning your ballots. Go ahead.
No. I was just about to say, not just those towns. There's other towns.
Yeah, there's other towns.
Right. I was going to say there's a link for those who live outside those towns that Kefra mentioned. Definitely, you can see the link so that you can see when your town vote for those local elections, education council, and all of those and beyond. Absolutely.
Cliffside, yes. Thanks, Yakima. Cliffside has a board of election too.
Yes, absolutely. Another thing I wanted to mention, because this was effective as of yesterday, the testing site for Bergen Newbridge Medical, which is one of the testing sites, is now having testing available Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. for the antibody testing.
Oh.
Yes, for antibody tests. Yes, that was effective as of yesterday. And there are some restrictions or who is available. And that will be available for Bergen County residents, frontline professionals, and that will be it for now. So if you had the COVID-19 and you're recovering, and if you would like, which we will need it, to do the antibody testing, that could be done at the New Bridge Medical Center. And I'll definitely provide that link where you can go, and you have to make an appointment.
So for the testing, do you have to have had a formalized diagnosis of COVID, or because a lot of people are dealing with it at home and not necessarily getting tested? If you feel like you may have had it in the past and may have developed antibodies, could you still go, or do you need to have like an actual diagnosis?
Yes, yes, you can definitely go when you make your appointment. It's going to be a little questionnaire when you make your appointment. So definitely make sure when you fill that out that you answer that accordingly so that we can make sure we're getting accurate antibody testing patients to come in and make sure that they make that happen. In addition, there's also the saliva testing, which will for the
for COVID.
For COVID, that's also now available because the other testing took a little bit longer. This one right now will give us that opportunity to diagnose you a little
and this is also at Newbridge, or this is at okay. So is Bergen Community College testing site still available, or do they?
It is still available, and that can be found on our site. However, the times have changed. I have that information too. The times have changed. So I can leave the link because they are changing daily. It was open from 8 to 4 at one time, and then it changed to certain days, and then it changed to weekends, and then they were only accepting the frontline workers or those who are, and not anyone that's available, but those who are showing, major symptoms.
Okay, great. So we're going to have Lucretia on again because we know Bergen County has a lot of things that we need to know about. And so get to know her as well. Lucretia Jean from the Community Relations Office of the County Executive.
Yes, I know. Long title. Thanks so much. And yes, it is so important. I'm going to give our county website again. I will have it so that it will be able to be displayed. But if you can go to co.bergen.nj.us, it is a wealth of information because, like I said, this is fluid. It's changing every day. Updates are happening. Webinars are going on that may be helpful and is affecting or impacting you and your family or friends that you may know. But definitely, I think it's worth checking out once a day.
Okay, thank you so much, Lucretia. Right. We'll be in touch. We'll get those links to everybody in the email after this. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You too.
Enjoy.
Okay, guys. So thank you for tuning in today. We had a lot of helpful information. I think this was really interesting. I learned things that I did not know before, especially with regards to our Circle for Healing and our community dinner table. That was really interesting. So as much as I love to eat, I also think that it's important that that if we have resources, we share them with others. We share what we have so that other people can be able to be okay during this time. So both of those organizations have their information on their websites, their Instagram pages, and also if you are a part of our mailing list, I sent it directly to your inbox. So you can go ahead and donate. You can get in contact with them to see how you can help them. I also want to just say you're welcome to say thank you guys for watching. This is week 8, and we'll be back for week 9. I'm so excited about week 9, but I'm gonna keep that to myself. But week 9 is gonna be very interesting, and I'm looking forward to it. Let's keep this going. Tell your friends. Watch our old episodes on YouTube, and thank you for your support. Join our mailing list or our business directory at www.bergenincolor.com, connecting you to the diversity of Bergen County and beyond. Thank you guys so much. Have a great day and be blessed. Bye.